Welcome back, everybody. It's Port St. Lucie Police Department, Know Your Police Officer. We got a guest here today that's been on the job for, well, I'll let her explain everything about that. You want to introduce yourself?
So I'm Officer Amanda McCarty. Been with Port St. Lucie Police Department 10 years this month. Started when I was 21. My father, in college, my father helped mold me into being a better person, getting an education, and starting a career in law enforcement. He retired as Chief of Police in Souls Point. He did 25 years. So it's kind of a profession that's close to home, close to heart, very proud of it, excited to come to work every day, love the job, love who I work with, make my dad proud. I know that because he always loves hearing the stories I come home and tell him. Different times from when he was a police officer, but love the job. And I love it at Port St. Lucie. Been here 10 years now, and I don't plan to leave anytime soon.
Oh, that's great. So we got you for another, what, 20 years, you
20
said?
years to go, yes.
Well, that's awesome. So before you became a police officer, I know you said that, you started when you were like 21. So before you became a police officer, did you ever see yourself in that role? Or were you thinking of doing other jobs?
No, I had really no thoughts of what I would be doing. But I look back in school projects throughout high school, we had to pretend to be something and have a career and like do budgets. Police officer, but that was my career. And then throughout high school and into college, I did tons of community service, leadership roles, community service with my father's police department, and I was always involved in the community. Did Girl Scouts for 10 years, and now I'm a Girl Scout leader, and I volunteer with our police explorers. So being involved with people, community, and helping try to get our future children to be molded into people and for society that will be good people, I've always liked doing.
Well, that's cool. Now, I guess when you were going to college, you had jobs before becoming a police officer. What did you do?
I was just a server at restaurants. So just doing that while I was going to school full time. When I was in academy, St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office picked me up as an intern. The position was called cadet. So I was able to have some experience within a law enforcement agency, from road patrol, detectives, the jail, doing different things, and just kind of following different deputies around and learning what I would be getting into for a future profession. So I did that for a year until I graduated academy, and when I graduated academy a month later, Port St. Lucie was my new home that I started working at.
And so what have you done since you've been at Port St. Lucie for the past 10 years?
My favorite thing to do is road patrol. I've done all the shifts all over the city, from midnights to days and evenings. Now I'm in with the police explorers, doing stuff with that, and doing Girl Scouts, and doing stuff with the family and at home life, keeping everything balanced.
So what are your aspirations within the department? Have you thought about becoming a detective, or do you do like crime scene investigations and things like that? Because I know there's different units within the police department that you can apply for.
I do currently do uniform crime scene investigation, which is at road patrol level. My future that I'd like is possibly one day becoming a school resource officer, working with children still, and then possibly going to be a sergeant one day. But that would be, another 10 years down the road, really building myself up, my confidence, and my knowledge for the job.
What are some of the things that you have encountered since you've been a police officer that you think that you would have never encountered as a regular citizen?
I've encountered everything, to murders and crimes done to children, and regular community problems, as somebody hit a mailbox, or a code enforcement issue. We've done everything over the 10 years. There's some things that still surprise me, but I've encountered everything that I could ever think of or dreamt of or imagine. You know, we have the drug epidemic going on, so we deal with a lot with that. A lot of overdoses, more than I would have ever imagined, which normal people do not realize how many our city has. You know, just everything that you see in the movies, we probably have it here somewhere. And I was very surprised to see as much as what we have, a variety of things.
All right, so with all your community involvement and being so close to, you know, the explorers and maybe future police officers, what would you tell somebody, or what would you give advice on for somebody who is wanting to be a police officer?
To talk to people, talk to officers, talk to people that have been doing the job a really long time. You'll always learn something, and always remember a police department is made up of different people that come from different backgrounds and cultures, and we all bring something different to the table, and we all have our, you know, our strengths and our weaknesses, and we all could do something. And I remind myself that I might not be a perfect or the best officer, but I try my best every day when I come to work. I really try to talk to people, listen to what their problems are. For whatever reason, they called 911 or they wanted to talk to a police officer. So every day I try my best, and that's the biggest thing is, you know, I do my best, I try my best, and I really put, you know, my heart and energy into work every day.
Well, I did meet your father a couple months ago, and I could tell he's very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess he was a big force in getting you on the right path. And,
yes, he was definitely, I call him my best friend, and he really mentored me and really still talks to me and makes sure that I'm doing the right thing. And I have a successful life, you know, at an early age, owning a home, having a career, and really give him, you know, a lot of the thanks that he's done a lot for me to get me there and get me to where I'm at, and it still helps me to this day.
That's awesome. We really appreciate you guys joining us, and tune in next time for Know Your Police Officer in Port St. Lucie.